Hey Siri, how many Oscars is The Odyssey bringing home?
Bringing it all.
Last week, I saw The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's latest film at the new Hoyt's IMAX. It was Nolan's follow-up to Oppenheimer, 2023's Best Picture winner, Best Actor, Best everything. People talk about getting a blank check film after you win an Oscar, and I was so curious what Nolan's would be. Little did I know he'd adapt Homer's Odyssey, one of the most famously epic stories of all time. So, very big blank check. The original has been told so many times and inspired so many films. It was definitely a big feat for Nolan. Did he live up to that original? You'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it was big. It was big! I did homework for this film. I didn't pay enough attention in history class. And Nolan has a tendency to make his films confusing, so I didn't want to get doubly confused. I studied like it was the fucking SAT. I watched multiple half-an-hour long explanation videos on it. You know, anything I could do except reading a poem. I fell in love with the original story. It had everything that I would want. Fantastical beasts, adventure, women that could fucking kill me. I couldn't wait to see how Nolan would make it his own and see if he'd live up to the scale and weight of the original. And I have to say, Nolan definitely delivered on that front. The film really felt like an event, and having it shot entirely on IMAX really made it feel so much bigger and grandiose. And the commitment Nolan had to making everything he could practical and in camera was really commendable. You can see the effort that's been put into the giant sets, like the Trojan horse that they built, and the shots that look like they're actually on a boat in the middle of nowhere. You're just watching it thinking, how did they even do that? I didn't even know until after I saw it, but they built like an actual Cyclops that was to scale, which was all like animatronic puppets. That's just an amount of effort that you don't see nowadays in most modern blockbusters. This film was actually super exciting too. Every time there was an action scene, it had me on the edge of my seat. The score by Ludwig Göransson really elevated it all. I could feel the drums in my chest every time there was a fight scene. My whole chair was vibrating. It felt like I was in 40X, but I was just in fucking Hoyts. The Siren song has been stuck in my head since I saw it. It's somehow beautiful and creepy at the same time. I read that Ludwig didn't use any traditional orchestras to make the music. He used ancient instruments like woodwinds and gongs instead. It made the score feel like really unique and iconic. I was a bit put off by the casting originally. Like, Nolan could have definitely cast fucking one non-famous person. Nolan, try to cast one non-famous person challenge. Oh no, I lost! But I got used to it pretty quick. All the performances in this film were pretty strong. I kind of look at it like Nolan's grown-ups. Like, he's just casting his friends in it. How can you hate on that? The fact that everyone was speaking in modern American accents was more distracting to me. If I made it, everyone would talk in Australian accents. Oh, Dada, what meat are you bringing to the barbie? I'm bringing it all, mate. I'm bringing it all. John Leguizamo was actually a surprising standout in this film. It was unlike any role I'd ever seen him do before. He played a blind swineherd. He really transformed into his role and made you root for him. While Robert Pattinson, as the villain, made you fucking hate him so much. I wanted to fucking, yeah! But that's a compliment. Anne Hathaway, she was giving a great emotional performance, which will probably win Best Supporting Actress. And Matt Damon, I was originally put off by his casting the most, but he worked in this version of the film. He played mostly a stoic character, but he had a couple standout scenes. The ending, he gave a good monologue that actually got me quite emotional. And there's a part where he is reacting to the Siren song, where you really see the anguish on his face. Yeah, he was really going crazy style with the acting there. Travis Scott was in the film. Yeah! Oh, the mosh pit scene went crazy. Let's go! He kind of worked in the film though. He just played a baaad. He was barely in it too. Most of the more controversial casting were barely in it. It just goes to show people that get mad about a movie that hasn't come out, They don't know what they're talking about? What? I have to say, the film really surprised me though with some creepy, disturbing visuals. There are a couple scenes in this that felt like Nolan attempting horror, and it was sick. Had me watching through my fingers at parts. Nolan should definitely do a horror movie after this. I also like how Nolan made the film have a deeper message than what was in the book about the effects of war. The protagonist is kind of burdened with the guilt of winning the Trojan War, slaughtering lots of innocents on the way. It's like pretty similar to Oppenheimer in that way.
And now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
It's one of the best films of the year, but I didn't think it was perfect. It had a lot of classic Nolan-isms. The mixing, which I found bad in Oppenheimer, it's the same here. One scene you're kind of struggling to hear what people are saying, and then the next scene is the loudest fucking thing you ever heard in your life. I had to cover my ears like 6 times during the film because I literally thought they were about to burst. The film is also very long and you feel it at times, but that's kind of just the nature of the original story, which is repetitive. It's just a guy on a boat going around in circles, getting knocked over and trying again. But Nolan did a good job making it interesting by using his non-linear storytelling, which doesn't always work for me in his films, but I thought it worked really well here. And of course, it was Nolan, so it was confusing. But only at the start. He really drops you off in what feels like the middle of a scene and forces you to fend for yourself. But once you kind of got an idea of what's happening, it's all pretty straightforward from there. Nolan also has a tendency to make everything realistic and gritty. He did it for The Dark Knight, and he's doing it here in The Odyssey, which I think mostly works for this film to make the characters feel more grounded and the stakes feel more real. But I wanted to see more fantasy stuff. The most disappointing for me was the Sirens, who we see in one shot in the distance, and they just look like normal fucking people. No wings, no mermaid tails. I was just like, oh, really? That was my favorite scene of the poem that I didn't read. And all the gods look like normal people too. He explains that and gives a reason for it, but still, come on. Even with those complaints though, I think it's one of Nolan's top 5 films, which is saying a lot from the guy that made Interstellar, Dark Knight, Inception. It's a blockbuster in the biggest sense. It's huge, it's epic, and really feels like an experience watching it. Please do not wait for streaming to watch this film. I recommend everybody to go see it in the cinemas on the biggest screen that you can, because I think you might regret not experiencing it while it's out. I'm giving it a 8 out of 10. Here is my page in my book about it. I usually put a movie ticket on this side and then I do a drawing on this side. So I drew the Cyclops there. Like and subscribe if you want more movie review content. I'm trying something new here. Pretty much all I watch is people just talking about movies. So thought I may as well join the conversation. So yeah. Well, let's do an old school, Shane Dawson. Bye.